how to remove a damaged undermounted hand basin and replace it with a new one. Hello YouTube friends and subscribers, something completely different today. We're in the bathroom where there is an undermounted hand basin which is crazed. That is to say, it's covered in tiny little cracks in the glazing. So that's no good. So what we're going to do is see if we can remove that basin and replace it with a fresh one. Now obviously before you can do anything around your taps, you need to find out if you can turn the water off. Let's have a look in here and see. Well, there's no isolating valves. Yes. Well, there's one pipe down there, presumably. Whether that's the hot or the cold, the other one will be somewhere nearby. You can see what we've got here. This is rather like putting your pants on when you're already wearing your jeans. What I'm going to do, I think, is attempt to pull out this little narrow cupboard here and leave this heavyweight top supported on something. Right, I've loosened the screws that seem to be holding that centre section in. I don't know if it's going to... Oh yeah. Well, something's loose. Yes. Hello. That looks okay. Well, it looks as if this whole thing comes out as one. So that has been fixed onto the plinth, I think. I've encouraged the mini plinth to come out using the round the corner screwdriver, which I've managed to just hook over there. And I see why this piece wouldn't come out now, because this little piece in the middle here is actually on a leg, believe it or not. And that's our plinth. Okay, right, we should just put this to one side and see what we've got in here now. Yes, 2 isolating valves. Right, we'll see if we can shut the water supply off by turning the isolating valves to the horizontal position. Then test the tap. Excuse me. Nothing happening there, so that's all good. Yeah, we can leave everything alone here, I think. Right, well spotted. Now, we've got the world supply of silicone holding this inset basin in place. So we're going to have to try and get something under there. I mean, I could just take a hammer to it, I suppose. Or we could try and get something like a paint scraper in there and separate the silicone. Using a Stanley knife, we're just going to try and encourage the silicone to come away. Now there are no fixing brackets to this basin. The whole thing is just held in with silicone. And with it being like a 20mm thick wodge of silicone, is there any surprise that it's managed to stay put? Just a quick update, I've taken the waste trap off and making some progress here using the paint scraper to get in around the seal, and as you can see that is separating quite well now. A little bit more to go, but we are getting there. I think this is nearly the last bit of silicone here. She can't be hanging on by much. I think she is now separated. We may be able to slide this out sideways. I haven't quite worked that out yet. Well, I don't really like to do it, but now that the basin is separated from this very expensive stone type top, I think it may be time to just apply a little bit of hammer. God, yeah. Not ideal, is it, guys? Is this the recommended way to remove the sink? Okay. Obviously it pays to protect the inside of your cupboard. Here I've used a magnolia cushion. Obviously a different colour cushion would have exactly the same effect. Now, it's a good idea to get all the old silicone off. We should be able to fit our new sink in this available space here, and with a bit of luck that will be with us tomorrow. Right, just for information, this is the waste, and this is how a slotted waste works. If you fill the basin too much and the overflow goes down, this channel here, which is built into the basin, it will arrive in this place here, and you'll see this is a slotted waste. So the overflow water will come down here and into this place, but before it can evacuate through these slots, it has a chance to sit in this area here, which is why this is all minging and nasty, and this is how you get bad smells coming up through your waste. It doesn't matter how often you clean down here with your disinfectant and your brushes and your drain cleaner, it's not really going to get into this area, and this is why that is all minging and nasty and no doubt smelly as well. Just arriving down here at my local plumber's shop to pick up our basin. These plumber's shops are a fantastic resource, not only for parts but also for the help and information they give you when you don't quite know what you're doing. That was quite straightforward. Rang the local plumber's merchant yesterday. Yes, I could get you that under sink, under basin, I think that's probably its name. No problem at all, have it here for you tomorrow. So I've just been down there and picked that up now. And as you know, guys, we don't do rehearsals on this channel, so this is what happened next. Now, all we need to do is get the basin underneath the worktop, and it's not going to go in from above, that's for sure. Now, I wonder if it'll go in from underneath. Let's just see. Boss, we got a problem, boss. Really, it kind of wants this gable taking off, doesn't it? Don't fancy that idea very much. I wonder if I could cut a bit more out of this. Now, I've enlarged the orifice here now considerably. I still have no confidence that this basin is going to squeeze up in there, but we've had a go anyway, so we'll test it. So we don't do rehearsals here, guys, so I already don't fancy this. No. She has got no chance of going in there. We're going to have to go to plan B and take a bit more of the cupboard out. Oh my God. We knew this was going to be a challenge, didn't we? I mean, come on. Now, before we do anything else, I've created a support for the heavy worktop, so that if we pull this this carcass out, the weight will be supported at least on that piece of material there. Going to have to remove the tap, so I'm going to slacken off those two flexible hoses and withdraw the tap. Right, I've removed the taps, slackened off the screws to the side there, wound the legs up a little bit, and this unit is now moving. Just need to wind the legs up a little bit more. Now we're getting to the interesting bit. Taken the side off this unit, which I will hopefully be able to get back together after we've taken our basin, offered it into this hole. What I propose is jacking it up on some spare timber here and pushing it up into the hole. I'm going to use some solvent cleaner just to clean around everything, including the base, or the what would you call that, the top of the sink. And then we will coat this up with silicone and try to raise it up into the hole. What we're going to do now is apply a bead of silicone, fresh silicone. What I'm going to try to do now is lift the basin underneath the hole without squishing the silicone everywhere. Which is very difficult. You couldn't make it up. Because I didn't get it right the first time, I've smeared the silicone, so we've redone it. Don't be afraid to take it back out if it's not working. Then when it's roughly in the right position, you wind the jack up, push it up using the car jack. Just apply sufficient pressure and wind the jack up so that it becomes nice and firm. Yep. I think that is the position. So I just wind the jack up a bit harder. Just quickly to show you what we've done under here. So I've got the car jack pushing the basin up underneath. I'm going to quickly clean up that silicone now. Now if you have one of these RAK brand basins. They differ from lots of other basins in that they have the overflow at the front, so the overflow goes nearest to yourself while you're doing the cleaning your teeth or whatever. So these go slightly the opposite to many other basins. What I'm going to do now is take away the jack and this little construction, fit the waste, connect it up to the waste pipe, possibly even connect the taps up, and then put the side panel back on. Right, so the basin is just held in with silicone, and just to prove how strong it is, I'm going to stand in here to demonstrate. Actually, I just made that bit up. Right, we quickly put the waste in and just give it a tiny amount of silicone. Not necessary really, but you can't get too much silicone if you're a DIYer. And then just drop that gently into place. We're going to pull it down rather than squish it down. Connect the trap onto the existing waste pipe. Refit the taps using the horseshoe and the brass bolts. And make sure you tighten these connections up properly. Right, now before we put this center panel in, I'm going to test for leaks by turning the water to the on position by using the screwdriver. Now fitting these units back together is just basically the reverse of taking them apart. The only difference being I had those couple of bits of 2x1 stuff at the back so that we could put that back panel across. So that is actually holding this side panel together at the top. At the bottom, I'm afraid it's just floating around in that bottom corner, but this side obviously is screwed into the rest of these other pieces, and it's all gone back together perfectly okay. Thanks for watching everyone. Hope you found that interesting. An unusual and slightly complicated job to remove a under counter or under mount sink and fit a fresh one branded up as RAK Ceramics. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, you'll be able to see what else I get up to in the DIY jobs around the house, around the car, and perhaps even a few travel videos as well. Thanks again for watching.